so no translation required. My humble obeisances to my Guru Maharaj, Nitla Vishnu Vishnupad Stotashar, Shri Srimad Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, and similarly to my Shiksha Gurudevs, Nitla Vishnu Vishnupad Bhakti Vedant Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and Nitla Vishnu Vishnupad Bhakti Vigyan Srila Bharti Goswami Maharaj. My innumerable Dandavat Pranams to great personality, associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and very intimate associate of Srila Bhakti Siddhanti Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, the founder of Gaudiya Math, and one who preached not only Western but Eastern world too, the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who delivered not only the Paschatya Desh but also the Eastern world. Delivered in what sense? Today is disappearance day of Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj. We heard from our Srila Gurudev the glories of this great personality. There are so many glories, just like I always say, the sun has so many rays and it's even, what to speak of, difficult but impossible to count the rays of the sun. But if we just take one ray of this great personality, the effulgence of the one ray of this great personality, that's enough to drown the whole world with Krishna Prem. I'm going to speak few words and then Prabhuji will take over. We heard from Srila Gurudev that how Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Ji, from his young age, almost your age, he used to perform Jagannath Ratha Yatra. And so much inclined to serve the deities. This is not something very astonishing. For many people it may be very astonishing. But it's not at all astonishing because the reason is his eternal associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Daya Kari Swapasha Swadham Sahavatari Atyant Durlabh Prem Kori Varedan Shikhao Sharanagati Bhakater Pran. Shri Mahaprabhu, he descended with all his associates for many reasons, secondary and primary reasons. Secondary reason, कुछ कहेंगे? कुछ और बहुत है पीछे से.
कोई आवाज आ रही है, कहाँ से आ रही है मेरे को पता नहीं.
The secondary reason is to spread, to glorify and to spread the glories of Mahamantra. But the prime reason was something else. This is what Srila Gurudev elaborated. Gaurvani Pracharani. Gaurvani means the glories of Radharani. This is the treasure of Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Gaudiya Vaishnavas feel proud saying that we are followers of Shri Radharani. The whole sole purpose of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is to distribute the glories of Shri Radharani. Yadi Gauranga na haito tabe ki haito keman dharitan de Radhara Mahima Prema Rasasima Jagato Janato ke. If Mahaprabhu would have not come, how the entire world would have known the glories of Shri Radharani? It is only my Mahaprabhu, he preached the glories of Radharani. And similarly, he passed on these instructions to his followers. The aim and object of Gaudiya Vaishnava is to preach Parkiya Bhav. And in that Parkiya Bhav, the glories of Shri Radharani. Shri Rupa Goswami Pad, who is Priya Sarupe, Daita Sarupe, who is oneness with the mood of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. he preached the same message. And coming down in the Guru Parampara, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Thakur Ji, also with their Hari Katha and their writings, they preached the glories of Radharani. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, when he was in India, as well as when he went to Western world, was not only just to give or to propagate the glories of Mahamantra to the world. That was not just the only reason. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu coming, descending here was not only this reason, secondary. The prime reason is to give that message of Sri Rupa Raghunath, the message of Sri Jiva Goswami. That was the prime purpose. But understanding the situation, the time, place and circumstance, regardless of making any distinguish between who is qualified and who is not qualified. Just like Sri Mahaprabhu, Patra apatra vicharam na kurote na cha param vikshati. Without considering who is qualified and who is not qualified. Similarly, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj also, without any qualification, considering any qualification, regardless of anything, he gave his complete affection, his love, his compassion to whoever. जे आगे पढ़े छे से है क्या निस्तार,
जे आगे पढ़े तार करे निस्तार,
जे आगे पढ़े तार करे निस्तार. Whoever came in contact with him in any way, through his books, through his lectures, through his personal interactions, everyone got delivered. Everyone got delivered. This is Acharya Leela. But Acharya Leela is not simple Leela. People in general, they appreciate and they appreciate more the Acharya Leela. But it is just like an iceberg. We all know. Iceberg is on the ocean is 3 times more underwater. What is seen on the top of the water is 3 times more underwater. Even in performing that Acharya Leela, there is so many sacrifices was involved. No time to rest. 24 hours engaged. But there is 3 times more, like iceberg, sacrifices involved to bring this Krishna consciousness, to bring this mood of Sri Rupa Raghunath to the entire world. That is Sadhak Leela. Every Acharya performs Sadhak Leela and then Acharya Leela. Even it is seen in the Goswamis. Tvaktva Turnam Ashesha Mandala Patim Shrenim Sada Tuchavar. He Radhe Braj Devi Kecha Lalite He Nanda Shunokutaha. 56 दंड रात्रि दिने जाने न राधा गोविंद बिने, 4 दंड शुई थाके सपने न राधा गोविंद बिने. What is the need for Raghunath Das Goswami to perform 3000 Dandava Pranams every day? What is the necessity to just having 1 leaf cup of buttermilk? What is the point of Shri Sanatana Goswami to do Govardhan Parikrama every day? Sadhak Leela. They are not sadhakas, they are siddhas. But how to attain that? How to attain that stage of prem? The performance of that being exhibited by the Goswamis. Similarly, all our Guru Vargas, they are in Siddh Bhumika. They are already eternal associate, but they are showing as a sadhaka. So, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, we all know his story. Vrindavan is my home. Mumbai, Bombay is my place of office. Mayapur is the place of my worship. But Vrindavan is my home. But for the service or fulfilling the inner heart desire of his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. He sacrificed the topmost place of his liking. I often say this. Tvaktva turnam ashesh mandalapatim shenim sadat tuchavad. Shri Raghunath Das Goswami renouncing all his opulence, beautiful wife and all other opulences. That's not a big sacrifice or renunciation. Shri Rup Sanatan Goswami, Jiv Goswami renouncing all those worldly posts, Prime Minister and all that, although very high, but it is not a big renunciation. In comparison with that, the renunciation which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered the Goswamis to go to Braj, and they have to sacrifice the personal proximity of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for this, with the intent to serve the mission or the order, obeying the order of Mahaprabhu. They gave priority to obeying the order of Mahaprabhu over any other thing. This is heartbreaking. Whereas all other associates, they are with Mahaprabhu. They are drenched with the tears of Mahaprabhu. The syringe of tears flowing from the eyes of Mahaprabhu, and they are getting drenched with those tears. They are having Jal Keli, the water splashing pastime with Mahaprabhu at Narendra Sarovar in Puri. And the dancing of Mahaprabhu at Jagannath, Ratha Yatra, they are witness, they are observing everything, and they are having very good time with Mahaprabhu. But the 6 Goswami were sent far away, Vrindavan. They obeyed the order of Mahaprabhu, and that's why Shri Rupa Goswami is Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam, the one who established the inner heart desire of Mahaprabhu. And this formula, this rule applies to all our acharyas, and especially and specifically to Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Ji and our Gurudev too. Vrindavan is my home. Asakti tad gunakhyane priti tad vasti sthale. Shri Rupa Goswami Pad in Bhakti Sami Sindhu giving these symptoms of premi bhaktas. Khantir avyat kalattam virakti mana shunyata asha bandho samat kante nam gane sadaruchi. Asakti tad gunakhyane priti tad vasti sthale. Priti tad vasati sthale. They have so much love for Braj Mandal. They always want to reside in Braj. They never want to go out. Krishna never want to go out Braj. But why Krishna went out from Braj to Mathura and Dwarika? Why? Preaching. To exhibit the glories of Radharani. Even Krishna has to step out. I mean, he don't go out, but in other form he there in Dwarika, but to preach the glories of Radharani. Similarly, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Ji, our Guru Vargas of Acharya, to obey the order of his Guru Maharaj, he has to sacrifice his most favorite place of residence, Shri Vrindavan Dham, and go to Western world. What is there to enjoy there? Hellish and rubbish place. But lot of sacrifice. I saw one slide, a documentary, where when he was not getting any place to stay, that was in Boston or New York, I think New York. And in January, December, January, when it is super cold, -5, -7 degrees, no place to live, no place to stay. Finally, one a drunkard, he allotted one small area outside his doorstep, outside his house near to the doorstep. Something under the stairs or some space there, that's all. Srila Prabhupada, he tolerated this. Why? Fulfilling the inner heart desire of his Guru Maharaj, obeying the order of his Guru Maharaj. Agya Guru Haya Avicharniya. without any second thought or consideration, when getting so much failures, not only in India but also in Western world, in America. So many times failure. And in his documentary, he's showing two times it happened that he gave up. Oh, enough. I've tolerated enough, I want to go back. But every time he's deciding to go back, something happens. Bad health or something happens with visa or whatever. I don't know, and I don't want to go the details into that. And then he was totally broken. Then he prayed to Krishna. I don't know the reason you brought me here in this Western world. But if you have any purpose, then why not exhibiting and showing that purpose? Why are you making me dance like here? If there is a purpose, then show that purpose. After that, the mission started. Means we all know that details. Hippies coming together. But no place to live. And in one night, that drunkard, he was too much drunk. And not in his mind, not in his senses.
Don't make noise continuously.
He was out of his mind. And he was totally drunk, and he came and he kicked, not one or two times, many times he kicked Srila Prabhupada. He received even the kicks of the drunkards. What to speak of many other abusements. And then he had to quit. He had to leave that house in that severe cold night without having any, warm outfits and all that. Not at all. That is the situation. But bottom line is, why? Why so much sacrifice? This is about love. Love needs sacrifice. Love means sacrifice. Without sacrifice, there is no love. There is no prem. Love needs sacrifice. This was not just his sacrifice, this was his prem, his love for his Guru Maharaj, the order of his Guru Maharaj. Sarvopari, like a crown jewel. That's more important than anything else. He gave priority to obeying the order of his Guru Maharaj over any other thing, any other aspect. So struggle was not only in America. Struggle began from India itself. Not as a householder, but even as a renunciate. There's a place called Jhansi near to Mathura. He opened one small center and introduced the League of Devotees. But failure. You know how many times failure? If we count that, if any of us, I'm speaking on myself, if I get that many failure, I'll be totally lost. No, I can't proceed. Oh no, it's not in my capacity to tolerate that much. Totally broken. But he was very positive, very positive. These failures are giving inspiration to rise. Failures gives inspiration to rise. Srila Prabhupada took those failures as the acknowledgement of Krishna. That's his positive vision. Krishna is acknowledging this. Then he came to Delhi, wrote articles, Bhagavad Darshan. But there is no money to even buy paper to write articles. No money. He was just collecting piece of paper from here and there lying on the streets. And after writing those articles, then visiting so many printing, publishing areas to get those published. But no one is ready to publish free of cost because he has no money. Failure. Again failure there. then there is not enough good clothes to wear. One person got impressed to hear his mission and he published those magazines. Now he wants to distribute these magazines to the government officials. But if you want to visit government officials, you have to be little presentable. And his clothes were all ripped here and there. Preaching begins with your attire, your presentation. Especially if you're reaching out to high officials and high profile people in the society. Not enough clothes to buy, no money to buy clothes. Then he wrote one letter to his godmother, Shibhakti Sarang Goswami Maharaj, who was not present in India at that moment. He was preaching in London. So Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj went to his center and wrote one telegram to him. Maharaj, can you please arrange 2 or 3 sets of presentable clothes for me so that I can go and preach to the government officials. And receiving that letter, his godmother Srila Bhakti Sarang Goswami Maharaj was in tears. My godmother wants to do so much seva, but he has no clothes to wear, no good clothes to wear. Then immediately he wrote a letter to his disciples. Arrange the best quality sannyas clothes for my godmother. And after that, he started distributing this. But so much endeavors, always positive. It was not getting successful at all. As I said earlier, if we attempt for something and it's getting failure 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 10 times, 20 times, then it's finished. But Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakurji is his words giving a solace to the heart. And what is that? Tomar sevai dukh hai jato saito param sukha. Oh Krishna, in your service, whatever troubles and suffering I'm encountered, there's a source of my happiness because it's centered around you. So in this way, अभी तो कितना आपको बोलो. I'm not going into sequence. Please forgive me for that. I'm just picking up whatever coming in the meditation. The important points. As a preacher, as a struggler, it's easy to say, but it's so difficult when you relate and you come to the same, not same, but like that situations. It is very difficult. The most difficult part is sacrificing Vrindavan Dham. The most difficult part is that. But carrying the mood of Braj and distributing that mood of Braj, but still he was missing that. I saw one video when he came from America or Europe somewhere, and along with his disciple he is walking by on the bank of Jamuna. He's just looking around all those temples with so much like love in his eyes, because he stayed there for so many years. Can be seen with this. And then he introduced a great society, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavitamati Kritam Yati Kutopalabhe Tatra Lolyam Moolam Ekam Janma Koti Sukritina Labhe. Srila Gurudev, he told us these informations. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, how he titled his establishment with these words from Bhakti Samya Sindhu by Rupa Goswami. Where is the doubt that he is not Rupanuga? His every writing, his every activity is based with a philosophical background. Even giving the title to the establishment on base of Sri Rupa Goswami's verse, Krishna Bhakti Rasbhavitamati. It's an International Society for Krishna Consciousness. I built a house where the entire world can come and stay. This was his slogan. You qualified or not qualified, this temple is not for qualified. This temple is for unqualified people. So that they can get training. And everyone is welcome. If you want to live as a householder, welcome. If you want to live as a renunciate, welcome. With whatever qualification you are, just come. And so much affection for his disciples. So much affection. One Prabhu, Jayananda Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada, he wanted to enter Sri Jagannath Puri temple, but the pujaris, they allowed him, but they didn't allow his followers to go in. And he said, I will not go inside if my followers can't go inside. They are Vaishnavas. No, they are malicious. They used to eat beef and all that. Srila Swami Maharaj, he gave argument on this. Do you people believe in the words of Bhagavatam or not? And the argument on Bhagavatam is the words by Mother Devhuti. Aho bhat shauka chatagrihan ya jivagre vartate nam tubhyam. Even a dog eater, such abominable person, even if a dog eater start chanting the pure names of Krishna, holy name of Krishna, he becomes on the stage of a Brahmin. Isn't this his words from Bhagavatam? But they were so much stubborn with their principles, they didn't allow anyone. Srila Prabhupada decided, I'm not going to go inside Jagannath Puri temple, whereas I'm going to distribute the concept of Ratha Yatra all over the world. All over the world. And then he introduced Sri Jagannath Ratha Yatra in Jagannath, in New York, Manhattan. Thousands and thousands of people. And he was so in ecstasy, he just raised his arms and he was just chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. We can see that video, we all see on YouTube, no? How happy and how ecstatic he is, seeing that entire world is dancing with this Mahamantra. And he's throwing flowers of Jagannath to them. Blessings. Introduce Ratha Yatra. And then after the success of New York, then success all over the world, in Europe, every country, Australia, every country, Ratha Yatra. And then he was getting critics. Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj once told, when you go out to preach, when you are on front line, always be ready for hearing critics. One who is not serving, one is always hiding, then no critics. But even then person get critics. But more when you are on front line. So be prepared, be ready for that. And be very staunch. Just march forward, no need to look back. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj also got so many critics. Oh, you build a huge temple like a palace. It's commercial activity, there's so much business because you opened a restaurants there. You're selling prasadam, whereas prasadam should be given free of cost. The concept of prasadam should be given free of cost. You're selling prasadam in your restaurants. You say this is offered to Krishna. And he just smiled, very sharp, ready to answer. He said, I'm only following the tradition, the ancient tradition of the Vedic system which is prevailing in Jagannath Puri. Jagannath Prasadam is being sold in Jagannath Puri temple, inside Jagannath Puri temple from ages. So if I am selling prasad, I am not doing something different, I am following the same Vedic standard, the Sanatan's Dharma standard. No counter question after this. No counter question. Anyway, there's so many things. I'm just trying to pick from here, pick from there, pick from there. But if we just focus on one aspect, like one ray of that sun means sacrifice, then the entire 1 or 2 hours can go in explaining and describing that. If we take the another ray of the glories of Srila Prabhupada, his contribution to the entire world, then is another aspect. Then the third ray is how he is fulfilling the mission of Gaudiya Acharyas, his Guru Vargas. This is again an important aspect. What is the purpose of his establishing centers all over the world? The same aligned as his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Same concept. How he is friendship with his godbrothers. And not only just his godbrothers, but even the second generation of his godbrother. As Shri Narottam Thakur is Prema avatar of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He already received Prema. I'm not going to long story short. Shri Narottam Thakur is aspiring to get the association of Ramchandra Kaviraj, who is not even his godbrother but the disciple of his godbrother, means second generation. Ramchandra Sangamage Narottama Das. That doesn't make Narottam Thakur, the glories of Narottam Thakur minimized. If he is praying like this, this shows his spirituality, this shows glories, that no matter what, for association, we always want association, no matter we are on a very high stage or whatever stage. Without association, everything is just fading. Shri Narottam Thakur is showing this principle. And similarly, when and if Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaji is showing so much love for our Gurudev, Shri Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, then what is strange about this? If Narottam Thakur is also saying this, and that's why Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada, he showed so much love and affection and addressed Srila Gurudev as his bosom friend. But Gurudev is not his godbrother. He's disciple of his godbrother. But there's so much intimacy there. And he wrote so many letters, the letters from America, the book, to Srila Gurudev. Oh Narayan Maharaj, you are the best friend. You helped me so much from beginning. I want this, I want this. And Gurudev was always helping him, supplying everything whatever he wanted. And it was Srila Gurudev who inspired him or pushed him to take sannyas from Param Gurudev. You see? And the final lesson, the final pastime, when he exhibited his last desire, his will. When I leave this world, I want you to give me samadhi. And when I'm going to leave this world, I want you to train these white elephants. I didn't got much time to train them. Train them in what? They understood the principles. They understood the basics, the fundamentals. But I want you to give them the Rupanuga Dhara, the stream of Rupanuga. This doesn't mean that his glories became minimized there. It's maximized. These are the ideal examples which they set up forever for those next generation, for us, for the next generation. These are the examples. So we have to understand the glories of Acharya with broad-minded Big heart and broad-minded with subtle vision, not with a gross vision. Hare Krishna. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande.